the first to know in Nsem-Pii TV.
Mpanyinfoɔ sɛ udwane nyame a ya na wohyɛ no ase mene wɔ ɛkasa deɛ Kelvin ɛkɔbɛdu Tailor aba abɛpie mu ɛwɔ Ghana ha na NDC amanyɔkuo no ɛde no asie ɔba bɛpie mu ɛwɔ airport no NDC amanyɔkuo no provide full security ɛma no a mene wɔ kasa deɛ wɔn ɛde no akɔsie na ɛna wɔn ɛde no akɔsie ne die nti ɛna Kelvin Tailor aba ɔno ankasa ne kurom na instead of saying kɔbɛne na mbɔ na n'ani agye no agye si yɛde Kelvin Tailor ekokosie ne nyinaa ɛyɛ enuamɔ ho sɛm a Kelvin Tailor ayɛ ɛne judges ɛne Ghana mpanimfoɔ a odidi obi atem left right center all in the name of NDC nti ama ɔno ankasa aba bɛpie ne kurom no agye sɛ ɔde ne ho esie a judges ne bi nso anya hint no a wɔn ani abre pa a anya asɛm kotoa because yɛdi nkan issue bench warrant ɛde atia Kelvin Tailor sɛ de ɛda ne nan bɛsi Ghana ha bia yɛbɛkyɛ no but yɛsan anya political party a wɔn ɛbɔ ne ho ban instead of sɛ yɛbɛma mmara ɛne no adi no na wodeɛ yɛnkɔ tie baabi a yɛde Kelvin Tailor akɔsie.
What is the latest information on Saka?
Abranti ya NDC for born a party dimping for Okrum and Atamu.
Why?
Kelvin Tailor. A court to cry a contempt atoneso. Yes. A patchino. Yes. A arrest warrant atoneso.
So Bagana.
Waba national security for Enna Adina Bamba. About Aquacose, the official residence of the vice president. Hey. Baby, President Mahama, Ayed3 when he was vice president and even president. And the baby, vice president to be about Ayed3, you know. And the current vice president, Her Excellency, or no, say the private residence. Yeah. And it's only vacant. A whole imagine it.
Is this information that you are privy to?
And I will give you the full information. We'll come to that.
Really?
But, yes. But I want, if you want us to deal with it, let's zoom in deal with it.
But it's a serious matter. And coming from you as a ranking on.
Oh, yes. You see, and it is terrible in this country, say, Aba, not a whole chief justice. A whole chief justice, no. What tuasha so say, all pamono, without basis. Nemono, all good anymore, say, Abpam chief justice, and say the judiciary. Nasa buying ankasa edi national security architecture ebebo obia wakasetia judiciary no wakasetia arrest warrant edane so no na national security for ebebo say nipa na ho ban no a indictment on the government a serious indictment because between justice Gertrude Arabasaki Tokonu and the Kelvin Tailor why NSN ke bone ho ban between justice Araba Tokonu and NDC for Trina Boss who good anymore to spite the judiciary no and Kelvin Tailor what did you tune for them what did he a soft womping for Ghana hanging at them what did he him for them did him penning for beer a demo Ghana what did you want them because obi and it don't be eternity and boldy no even to the extent to say or casa did judiciary court no issue arrest warrant say yen fan arrest no emra me appear before the matchroom why he should not be in prison, you know, and a free one odwane so oba Ghana bia national security and a born home by obedru Ghana or the United Airlines and a bedru ye and rechi obedru ye no the flight. I have all the details. I will not even want to give the nitty-gritty details. The seats are or so we know Obedru Airport national security for and a cofa no free tarmac neso. And then they found VVIP gate 19.
Hey,
VVIP so former president to be too kind or bar yadenefa. VVIP gate 19 top diplomats and yedi omofa. That was a diplomatic courtesy. And this year buying national security at the man. And then they cofa ho omofa ni wi yenswa omo de ne koto the residence, official residence, Umemuha, vice president, and the Tinemon, a home and see a day and a buying orchard. If you glorify some of these things, I will not mess me also. Menfa West being described. You are emboldening the young people, say, to be rewarded in this country, you're ready to say, Ubedi dimpeni fuatem. You're crowd to say, Ubeju chantro atu whether or a judge, whether or a hine, whether or a sofo, whether or a politician, whether or a businessman. Chantro to ne so gunanimas did not attempt because sa some court to crown as a court to be empa. A bino, a bebo buying. Ewa manoniu se Ghana even baby a obeda krano you be elevate to presidential status.
Okay, Reverend.
You know that it is terrible, and we must be sad in this country.
Information reaching us indicate that Mr. Sansadeli again has been flown into Ghana. You have the video of the house and all that. Okay, he's been flown into Ghana. Now this Sansadeli is the one who brought Miss Sansadeli to Ghana, the fake doctor, who says we shouldn't say she's a criminal. He said we shouldn't say that because no court has said that. She wrote some letters to Metro TV and she's not a criminal or something like that. Okay. Mr. Sansadeli is the one who brought this guy. Now, Sansadeli has been flown into Ghana a while ago. He is reported at the airport when he arrived, and this is what we have been told. We believe, we hope it's not true. We just hope it's not true. He arrived as Kelvin Tailor. He went through gate 19. Gate 19 at the airport is reserved ordinarily for high-profile diplomats. So President Kufuor is abroad now. When President Kufuor is coming back, he'll go through gate 19. If a high-profile state official travels, say the Honorable Mike Hammer, those who are not maybe inside governments, all of those people, they all go through gate 19. That's the gate reserved for high-profile officials. He was met by national security in gross violation. These national security people. And we are getting this information from people. I mean, in gross violation of a court order of a bench warrant. Ministers may or may not be aware. President may or may not be aware. He has arrived in Ghana in gross violation of a court order. The court order was against contempt of court. He spoke certain things in which the court believed was scandalizing the court. Kweku Bako and Haruna Atta went to prison for saying things that the court thought was scandalizing the court. This guy sits in America, scandalizes the court in the name of politics. A bench warrant is issued. His party is in power. So the state security apparatus, sponsored by the taxpayer, goes to pick the guy who has scandalized one of the most important institutions of democracy, the courts, and they bring him in. You have not even heard the worst. The worst is that they send him, he came by United Airlines, according to the story, United Airlines flight UA996 from Washington, D.C. And he came with an entourage, according to the story. He didn't just come, he came with an entourage. And they are up and they are so the people at the airport don't quite see. People on the flight who told us. And guess what? The report is that sent him to Prestige Lake. Go and live in the house that is reserved for the vice president of Ghana. This is the same house that John Dramani Mahama lived in as vice president and even as president. When President Mahama was exiting his presidency in 2016, this is the house that he wrote to Nana Akufo-Addo, and Nana Akufo-Addo agreed that President Mahama can have it. Later on, party hawks prevailed on Akufo-Addo by force that President Mahama cannot have it. And so President Mahama had to relocate and find his own place where he has been living until he was re-elected as president. This house is where Aliu Mahama lived in. It's reserved, it's a cocoa board house that is reserved for the vice president of Ghana. This is the house that has been given to Mr. Sansadeli and his entourage to stay in the official residence of the vice president of Ghana. This guy who just finished SS2, not because he can't pay, but because he can't learn, and sets up a media organization to basically drop down insults on every important Ghanaian. And because he supports and assists the political party, there's no problem with political parties supporting their own. Every political party supports their own. There's no problem. Akufo-Addo supports his own. John Mahama supports his own. Hassan Ayariga, who is in the studio, supports his own. But you cannot support your own by using taxpayers' resources to bring in somebody like that the court has scandalized. Now, he is now worried about the bench warrant. So he has filed an application at the Supreme Court. I've spoken to plenty lawyers last night, and they all gave their perspective about, oh, this is arranged, oh, this one is that, this is that. And some of the lawyers said, no, the Supreme Court will never accept this. In the next 5 minutes, Lawyer Preku will join me and we'll go to the Supreme Court thing that he has filed. We'll tell you about it, and he will give us the dimensions of it. But this is very interesting, and it should be worrisome if it is true that he's staying in the official residence of the Vice President of Ghana. Yesterday, I texted Minister for Defense. He has not responded, Dr. Manibuama, and asked him certain questions that you are a Catholic priest, Dr. Manibuama. You are a Catholic priest. You are Minister for Defense. Who wants his child to be like this guy? Who wants his child to grow up and have an insulting tongue like this guy? Who wants his son to be like this guy? Who wants his daughter to be like this guy? And because of politics, you bring him to Ghana. Why, you think NDC will be in power forever? My goodness, even Kwame Nkrumah was not in power forever. Nkrumah was in power from 1951 up to 1966. Calculate how many years. It was not forever. J.J. Rawlings. Today they do June 4th, and Fifi Kwete is angry that NDC didn't participate in the June 4th. The all-powerful J.J. Rawlings, he was in power from 1981 up to year 2000. It ended. How do you do these things? Why do we do these things? Somebody that has insulted everyone, you bring him to Ghana with state money and go and put him in the official residence of the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. Jena Nopukwajiman appears to have her own house. She's comfortable with this. She doesn't want to move. So the Vice President's official residence is vacant. This is the same place John Mahama stayed as president. This is the same place Muhammadu Bawumia stayed until 2024. This is the same place that Aliyu Mahama stayed. This is the place where a fugitive from justice, against whom there's a bench warrant, is protected by the state apparatus to go and stay. How did we get this information? Because people who are in the state apparatus are unhappy with it. That's how these things leak all the time. People in the state apparatus are unhappy with it. They are grossly unhappy with it. So they are telling us, Charlie, give it to Good Evening Ghana. Oh, this one, give it to Okatechi. Give it to, what is this? What are our people doing? What kind of thing is this? That's the conversation. But why have they brought the guy inside again? Oh, but what is this? If the guy has a cost problem, he should go to court. Why are they doing this? And they say we should send him back out. Yeah, call Good Evening Ghana and give it to him. That's how we get the information. So those who are leading those people, beware. Minister, you are leading them, beware, because they are talking behind your back. And they are thinking that what you are doing is not good. They are talking, they are not MPP people, oh. They are state security people. They are talking behind your back. And they are thinking that this thing you are doing is terrible. We looked at some of the videos that he has done. Trying hard to get some of them that are okay, so we can show on television, so that those who often don't watch, they will get a sense of who we are talking about. We struggled and got a little bit that doesn't have profound insults in it, because that is always the style. Profound insults. That's always the style. Have a look at this. Have a look at this one.
Akonwa bia te se toilet o you hine se be di anim na musuomra eso ase you se be kansam mampuntumra abrabom edian hine na yedi ni sa no edian hine na yedi ni sa no wo na wo ma santemai say otufo wo na wo se santemai o tom ebi o mon kan kire wo asantemai say e wo otufo na otufo te wo na yesi sebio wo na nanom o mo baaye no sa ankwase asem we kom so ankende akonwa kase we enkeda ho Moto son Nsem-Pii solodo. You book on your name tia, na yeso nyoma so. Otufo, you have limited power. You have limited power. Asante is nothing. Say 2 million asante biem. 2 million ni mensia biem. Ni mumpaya wo wi ase nyina ye showa masarai. Bebediza when the Corinthians onimdia wo nyina ontumi san ba yare. Ankan Williams. Ono so ne ba no so aboda mo se den osoro na wate chain. We ni kwate fia te se mire. Edidin kwasi asem on TikTok was Janka William wa bompa ye wo wiase nyina de brofo abo ontumi san ba yare na mo mogimegimi ara mensa otabo akwatena court a bank board so we wie sika tetram o de nam Ghana osoro na hye ibofo curtains
with some application now.
Obi me ade fofo kwa me de mente da me de wo free kwa me se woni me be dim komo afa ya ho boboa be bia ya dru ya okay kwa de mente da
and mo director legal so frame mon kan bibia san kyerɛ mo
Debbie not at all. It is young friends and can be a general secretary friend can be here. In fact, general crowd the many free phones when you know busari arrangement how far because yeah delegates be a shasia almost muba, especially one of Nomoya Homboa, Akotana Kamuabano. Some regional organizers classy if you baby drew some baba shisha baby on bedano na oma welcome you come on. Oko stadium ho se ya make say ya hyehyɛ business trust no e wo so kama se ina the Joe Wise committee
yes
ya papa mu ana wa fremi na me kwa akohwe accommodation facility ba ko bi ama yenkofo ni bi na dia fremi agency bi ani ba bia ebi o ma ba bejato Nsem-Pii FM.
Oh no, the injunction. The motion has been filed. It's not been granted. And I don't know if the mere filing would act as a stay on you there, but the injunction has been filed. Almost substantive application, and so it's attached to injunction. What the more Kenya and it's by proper interpretation of some provisions in the constitution, no. There was a mobile conference be say a amendment to constitution. There was some 1 month notice be more the amendment the comma constituencies in the regional offices almost a money and no breach provisions in the constitution.
Oh, Obi. Say Sapa there ni be any pano ni party nechi. Some say Obakaya Brian Saka a Professor Michael Kwe committee our National Council. Sadana National Council Dinaso at the T Constitutional Amendment Committee St. Davis and Adano. For General Secretary Actual Kata at the core say Yati committee na ya accept proposals for your constitutional amendment. To be Fambra. In fact, Omude proposals ni ya ba ya era from Davis Committee International. Omuwe na proposals ni about 300. And also General Secretary said the kata sa atachi said the call back to the region and the constituency. Inti Article 19 A and B there. General Secretary I no jumenya wi ni aka AC no. See ni na chese say when would the back no also umusadni na no putting na in motion amodi aba a conference due to one and it says constitution as a child dey ni pa no nanin yetri ananso say ebia obi na check out to be atum keke
na article 1025 which says almost say a declaration that on a true and proper interpretation of Article 1025 of the Constitution of the NPP, the defendant, which is the NPP, cannot organize a national... Okay, plaintiffs ne Shamsuddin Idrisu or Wale Wale. Enna
Wale.
Yes. House number WA55 Moshi Fong ewo Wale Wale. Any ewo Boateng Kwejo house number BA122 ewo Bantama omumi na ye plaintiffs no
awonyo omo no modi nkomo
no minya omuni yes but I mean saka rate na stamped omama in fact even for the way interlocutory injunction application motion impo there omanya date say 24th July the court will sit on that injunction application no enti no manya date e ba na me kan omu B relief B no almost say based on article 1025 no the MPP cannot organize a national annual delegate conference without complying with the 1 month notice of convening the conference to every constituency executive committee.
Obi
So
at the
1 month
last
notice, the mama.
National Council meeting.
Yes.
General Secretary at the Sa Assembly say at 2 council anim. Say the amendment no ayo kwakoye no. San say Bernard the woman into no council Emma Kwan. Send beya yenye because we yan konkoto aba. Send beya yenye constituency yeah